Hey guys, AP Gains here. Welcome back. I got another request for a subscriber roster review. Not sure if it was a joke. um, this is the account he sent me. As you can see, a lot higher than the account that I use for the YouTube channel I run, but that shouldn't be a problem. For this, since it's not necessarily going to be, you need to unlock this character, you need to unlock that character, because as you can see, he's got most of the characters unlocked. I guess if we scroll down, we can find out who he doesn't have unlocked. I guess it would only show me characters that he has. I don't know why I thought that would work. So I guess I'll just go over resource allocation for the most part. Plenty of Zetas. I saw he had really high lifetime banners. Probably been playing for many years. I'm big fan of this Relic 7 Darth Vader. Even at higher levels, Darth Vader has undersized potential, so that's always useful no matter how powerful you are. Because even at 4.8 mil GP, you're still going to run into players who will have a weak team or an explodable team here and there. So characters who can really take advantage of that, give you the slight banner edge, are always going to be useful. I guess even more so at these higher levels when it would be harder to come by naturally. Some things that I noticed that stood out to me that were kind of weird were low Padme for the most part, low Jolie. I guess obviously Malik is restrained to guild currency, so that's not a huge issue that I see blaring out, but also Emphy's Nest. Those are the main points I wanted to talk about. Bounty Hunters are a very exploitable team, especially if they are under geared. So I don't know how you are setting up your Grand Arenas. I hope you're not putting them on defense, because we know Bounty Hunters can be exploited by almost anything. Namely, at these higher levels, some people even have just Imperial Trooper teams thrown together and you get guaranteed 60 banners. And at this level, a guaranteed 60 banners is never a good thing. Because the banner pinching comes more into effect the higher you get. Obviously, he's got a decent Boba Fett, which is nice, but Django not even gear 12. I really hope you don't put this team on defense. I imagine that you don't. I'm not assuming that you would. I'm just, for people who might find themselves in similar situations, you need to understand that you just don't want to put yourself in a compromising position. Padme being so low, I'm not sure how you are utilizing your Padme. I haven't talked with you about strategy. In my honest opinion, the most important relics for the Padme team are Jedi Knight Anakin and General Kenobi. So I guess it's not egregious, but if you have Relic 5 Emperor Palpatine, Relic 4 Wampa, maybe you're going for Luke, but I would highly recommend, I guess, getting your Padme up, especially if you're using it as a defensive team, because when you run into people with high relics, a gear 12 Padme is going to get targeted. And then once she's gone, you lose all those bonuses. So even something like a Shakti team that's relic high enough, if you get that Padme out high early, all of her defensive viability against those swarm teams is taken away. I see these relics on random characters. I assume that means you're going for Luke, and Luke is a great character, so bravo to you for picking a solid direction and running with it. I imagine that's why you have Wampa all geared up here, and I guess why you haven't allocated resources to non-essential things. If we're talking strictly Grand Arena purposes, I'd like to see a higher Jolie, especially at 5 million GP. You never know when you're going to just make a mistake or get outclassed or just incorrectly allocate your offensive teams to a defensive roster, and having a Relic Jolie to survive a powerful General Grievous, for example, or something else is definitely a get out of jail free card that is convenient to have, especially under Jedi Knight Revan Leave, where you can always accumulate those banners back. Now, if you use your Jedi Knight Revan, as I imagine you probably do, in some sort of Galactic Legends counter, then I guess Jolie is probably not utilized as much, especially on offense, so that's not a huge deal. What else do I see? I see Relic 4 is here. Where's your Han Solo? Am I blind? Am I blind? I'm not sure where you're... Oh, wow. Okay. If you're planning on using this team for offense, maybe you have it in some sort of Galactic Legends counter. That's okay. But you need to get that Han Solo up if you're going to use the CLS team properly, because CLS is mainly used for high banners on offense at these higher levels, especially when those higher banners are hard to come by. So bumping that up, if you have those resources to allocate, is definitely a good idea. Enfy's Nest needs to be at least Relic 3 to be that Enfy's Nest we all know and despise. Impossible to kill, stuff like that. But it's starting to get phased out, especially as more Annihilates are popping up throughout rosters with Mando being out and stuff like that. So that's not a pressing issue. I see you have a 6-star Watt. I was going to recommend bumping up Geos just so that you can participate in that Watt event, but I see you've probably been playing for years, so having a Zated 6-star Watt, you're probably relatively close, so I guess the time has passed for that. So I see you're still working on that Mando. I like that. The Mando events are coming out soon. You got your Jawas just enough to be viable just in case you need them for a team, so I like that. And I like how you have not allocated resources to characters that don't necessarily need them, keeping your GP relatively low. I mean, obviously there's exceptions that are excusable if you're really worried about, I guess, GAC dominance. But the important characters you have set up. Yeah, I don't see any other holes. I mean, clearly you've spent a lot of time and effort working hard on this roster, which is very impressive. I don't see any glaring issues other than depending on certain strategy that we'd have to talk about one-on-one that would explain things like Jolie or Shakti or Brood, and Malak's understandable, but Enfy's Nest and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with the benefit of the doubt that you have a well thought out strategy, and from talking to you briefly, I imagine that you do. You seemed informed. So yeah, definitely a great roster, 4.8 million GP, a strong team. No real holes, but if you guys want your roster reviewed, or if you want me to review your rosters just so that you can tell me that I'm an idiot or something like that, I'd love to do it. Obviously, being right is awesome, but being wrong allows you to learn. So if you guys have any issues with anything I said, or you want to have your own roster reviewed, leave a comment, and I always reply to all comments.